Yo, 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 yo. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Today is a very exciting show. Today, I have a good friend, a good cool guy. A friend of a friend of a friend of a friend on the show, and this is the In Your Face show. I had to do that real quick. And also, you know, we have a very special guest, on the show. I would like to introduce himself. I would like to let him introduce himself. His name is Mr. David Siracusa. Take it away, my brother.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm David Siracusa. I've been in the entertainment industry for about 2 years now. I was, well, I still own two insurance companies. Um, and about 2 years ago, after the pandemic, things were kind of getting righted again and we were getting back to life. And I started thinking about, okay, do I want to start everything, up and running again with the insurance company? And I was like, the ladies at my office don't really need me that much anymore. They all know what to do. Maybe I'll just retire. So I decided to retire. And my wife didn't necessarily love the sound of that. She's like, well, you got to find something to do. And I remembered that I absolutely loved acting as a child. So I thought, well, okay, let me give acting a shot. And it's been a really exciting, interesting foray into the business. I thought it would just be acting, but I'm actually on the crew side in some scenarios as well. So it's been a lot of fun.
Okay, okay, okay. So, what inspired you to act, to become an actor?
That's a good question. I've always enjoyed being in front of people and working in front of people. As a kid, I loved playing sports because I loved the roar of the crowd. Anytime I did something right and people were cheering, it was always just was a fun, exciting feeling, and I love that positive feedback. I like making people happy. I like seeing people get excited, cheering, and just getting behind something. And well, I was only about 6 feet tall and not quite enough skill to get to the NBA. So this seemed like the next best thing to get in front of people and perform and have a good time with it.
Very awesome, very awesome. So, you know, man, like what was what's the most motivating thing that keeps you motivated and keeps you focused?
Woo. Well, for me, it's conquering a new goal, finding something different to chase after. So right now, in a couple of days, I've got my first film coming up where I'm going to direct, and actually my first film festival challenge. So I'll be directing Myra's Last Hope in Lakeland, Florida, right around the corner from me, about an hour and a half away. And that's very exciting. I, never in a million years dreamed about doing directing, but it kind of fell into my lap, and I really enjoyed it. And when my friend Luke Reether asked me to help out with the film and to direct it, I was like, heck yeah, I love it. It's a new challenge. It's exciting. So I think that's what kind of keeps me fired up. If it was the same thing day after day, maybe acting would lose its lusters quickly, or over time. But 2 years in, I'm just loving it. And there's so many different challenges, it seems like, every day in the field on either the acting or the crew side.
Right, 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 right. So, you know, how many years have you been acting, and how many years you been directing?
So, well, 2 years, because it was basically after the pandemic. That was kind of what pushed me out of the business world and into the acting world. And then the directing really started a couple of months ago on Race Against Time. Unfortunately, Luke and our director of photography and a couple other people actually got sick on set. And I kind of just stepped into the role and helped out a little bit
Thanks, Johnny. You
until, I'm
sorry
sorry.
about that. No, no, I reacted to a comment.
Oh, okay. Until Luke was feeling a little better and was back up on his feet. And then we kind of, as he was just struggling with not feeling well, which, worst thing in the world to be sick on set is really tough it's tough to run a set anyway. To be sick, it's really difficult. So we found that we worked really well together. And that led to, like I said, my first opportunity to direct here coming up in about a week.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So what was the hardest movie you've ever made?
Woo, the hardest movie I've ever made. I don't think I've really made a particularly difficult movie yet. I had maybe two scenarios. One, I was in a movie. It was actually a HBO series down in Miami um, called Rap Shit, and I was just an extra on set. And it was kind of funny because it's Miami, and you don't think about Miami as being cold, but we shot late into the night, early into the morning, and it was 2 a.m. or something. I was freezing. I mean, you can see me right now. I'm wearing my jacket. I took my hoodie off right now just for our interview here, but I'm always cold. It was freezing in Miami, and that was really difficult for me. The funny thing was, some of the main actors were having to act bare chested, and I don't know how they did it. I couldn't imagine that. And then maybe my second scenario would be I actually starred in my own film, feature film that I produced called The Uncivil War America Divided. And it was an 18-day shoot. I was on set all day, every day, except for half of one day. I had lines and was in every single scene in the movie. And it was very intensive. I was only a year in the business when I undertook it. I was executive producer, I was star, I was the writer for it. I produced it. There was a lot on my plate for it, and very difficult to do, very challenging. I loved every second of it, though. I really enjoyed the whole process.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, you know, what was the most most, exciting time? What was the most exciting time on set?
Ooh, the most exciting time. I would say, uh, sorry, Luke, I'm not at all happy that you got sick. But that time when, like I was just describing, when I got to take over directing, just because it was such an odd feeling because to be thrust into a situation like that is kind of difficult but challenging and exciting all at the same time. And everyone was kind of looking around like, what do we do? And it's funny, I think I was kind of able to take control of the situation just because I've been a business owner for so many years now, and things come up like that all the time. When you're a business owner, something always breaks, somebody calls out of work, something happens, you're out of money, you need to get money. Something just always seems to come up, and you just have to quickly react to it and kind of adapt and overcome, kind of like the military motto. So for me, it was definitely an exciting moment on set to try and facilitate getting that movie finished in that moment.
Very understandable, very understandable. Very truly understandable about the business part. Woo, it's very hard, very hard, very hard. If you ain't got no customers, yeah, it ain't
Right? Yeah.
buying.
I mean, yeah, business is a difficult thing. Everybody sees the success that goes with owning your own business. Very few people see the agony that goes into running the business. The times when you don't have any money, when you're covering payroll, when you're covering for the people who are sick that are out, and you're the only one that can step in and do it. the extra hours. It's difficult. There's a lot that goes into being a business owner. The difficult decisions that you have to make, and it's tough sometimes if you have to fire a friend or hire someone you don't want to hire, but you need them. There's a lot of tough decisions that go into being a business owner, but I think it really prepares you for pretty much anything that life can throw at you.
Right, right, right. So having a business, right? What was the most what was the most what is that word? Most like valuable lesson about having a business? What was the most valuable lesson about it?
Whew. Boy, be willing to take a risk. I see a lot of people that are really good employees, and they could easily run a business. They could easily do what's necessary to create their own business. But sometimes it's tough to break out of that mold. It's just easy to have someone else write the checks for you and not take that leap of faith. But you're never going to get ahead. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say you're not going to get ahead. You always know the path you're on when you're an employee. When you're getting a check, you're always going to get that check. Unless the business goes out or you do something to get yourself fired, you're never going to fail, but you're only going to rise as much as the employer will give you a raise. When you own your own company, everything's on you. It's all about whether you're going to succeed or you're going to fail. And a lot of those fantastic employees, if they just take the leap, man, they would be incredible. They'd be amazing. They'd have unbelievable businesses. And I used to look at people that work for me all the time and say, why are you working for me? Go go do this on your own. If you go do this on your own, you'll be amazing. I don't know. The kids are young. It's easy right now. I don't want to push it. I'm good where I'm at. And I never got that. I was always willing to take a chance, take a gamble. If I had to go into debt a little bit, I'd risk it because I always knew if I put in the time, if I put in the effort, if I put in the hours, I was going to come out on top. And unfortunately, it's always worked out that way for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Business is it can be very hectic. Let's just say that very hectic and very oh my god, like man, you get a lot of fucking customers,
Yeah,
customers that don't care. That it's just like they always want a discount, they always want this, they always want that, and then you got complaints. So you ain't got that, you ain't got man. Sometimes, but I love the transactions though. But I just
yeah,
man, I love the transactions.
absolutely.
Love having
It's funny. I saw I read or heard a story recently about Elon Musk and Tesla, and I was looking into the new car that's just come out, Lucid. Well, it's a couple of years old now, um, but they were starting out, and I said I'm not familiar with this company at all. And someone told me that the story is that they are the guys that originally founded Tesla, and then Elon bought them out, and they had a non-compete. Well, the non-compete ended, and they were still working for Elon. And supposedly one day Elon came to him and said, what are you guys still doing working for me? Go out and start your own company. Why are you still slaving away from me? And so they did. They started Lucid. And the interesting thing now is Lucid's cars, their reviews are blowing away the reviews of Tesla. Now, my conspiracy theory is if that story is true, my thought is Elon probably told them to go start.
their business. I'll be back, I guess. Uh, They'll be back. They'll be back. It's definitely scary to go out on your own, but worth it, even if you fail. Hell yeah.
Hey, can you hear me? Sorry about that. I guess I got a phone call and it kicked me out. That's weird.
It's all right. It's all right. I was I was reading the comments. It says it's Cookie Reyes said it's definitely scary to go out on your own, but worth it. Even if you fail, you always learn something from it. Don't be afraid to fail. Yeah,
That
technical
is,
issues, and a lot of that is running rampant now. Now, I hate when they do that. But yeah, Mister Siracusa, uh, yeah, he had, like having a business, man. What, how many people a day did you run into that were complaining all the time? Did you have that one customer that complained constantly?
the funny thing is, it really wasn't that bad in my industry. I sold insurance, which is kind of funny to say that I didn't have a lot of complaints, but at the same time, being the business owner, a lot of times I was insulated from it in my industry because a lot of the time my account managers, the employees that work for me, they were the ones that got to deal with the complaints from the customers. So it was only if it really rose to that scenario that I got involved with it. A lot of the times they were just able to handle it themselves, which is not to say we didn't get a lot of complaints. You always do, but um, in in my particular world, a lot of the times they were complaints that they would deal with the insurance company. So we were the brokers in between. So it was more or less they were directing the complaints at our business partners. So we were lucky. We were kind of in the middle and we didn't have to get yelled at too much.
Oh man, that's terrible. Because I worked at Best Beyond, man. We had a lot of people coming in trying to steal, trying to complain. Oh my god, it was so crazy. Like I'm like, I could run this store, but this thing is crazy.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I have a buddy who owns a retail shop in
Yeah,
Dunedin, about 10 minutes from me. And he said it is nonstop with the complaints. That's basically all he does. And
yeah,
so he's an owner as well, but his company, he has to be at the store a lot. And so he has the customers there in front of him. So I think it's a lot easier for him to get the complaints. Everything we did for the most part, I was on the phone with clients, but again, usually it was my account manager. So I didn't have to deal with a lot of the complaints. That was one of the lucky benefits of my industry. Uh, Whereas with retail, man, they're right there in your face and they can
yeah,
get right up on you and
yeah.
really get angry.
Yeah, like I had one. I was working one day, and I had a customer that asked me to take her to the tea station or the coffee where all the coffee was at, and I was right there, right. But another customer called me and asked me to show her where like the footstools was at for the bathroom, right. And so the lady that was asking me, I was trying to go because the lady that was asking me for the footstool, that was easy, right? That was easy. I went over there, did it easy. But the lady that wanted the coffee, she was mad as hell. She was like, I should have came here knowing y'all was going to do this. Such and such and such. I'm like, damn, I just went and tried to help you. You know what I'm saying? Then I went right back to her and tried to and gave her the coffee that she wanted. She was like, you should have came over in the first place. I'm like, damn, like I had to help another customer. And I told her, but she still got mad. So
Yeah, it's tough in retail. It's almost damned if you do, damned if you don't. I mean, you try and help, you do the best you can, but sometimes people come in a cranky mood, and doesn't matter what you do, you're just not going to be able to make them a happy client, you know?
Yeah, that shit. Oh my god. So him having a retail shop. Yeah. Good luck, because I'm telling you, retail shops get hit a lot. Like if you got something that people want, they're gonna hit that. They're gonna rob. They're gonna try to rob you blind. Trust me. I've been there. I was there when they took a lot of stuff from Bed Bath and Beyond. A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
We're pretty lucky because we're in the Dunedin Clearwater area, Tampa Bay, and we're pretty lucky. We really don't have a lot of crime here for the most part. It's it's touristy area, so every area has got crime, but I'd say for the most part, it's a beautiful kind of tranquil area. So
Oh yeah.
if
Oh
you ever
yeah.
want a good vacation place, man, Clearwater, Florida, is the place.
I mean, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised who's doing the stealing. It's people that's older doing the stealing. People
That is true.
older doing the stealing. I'm like, damn. Like, I thought you knew better. Like, you would think that the young ones coming in and stealing. No, it's older folks, dude. Like, I'm like, are you serious? Like, I promise. I'm telling you, I worked at that place for 6 years. It was crazy. Like, getting stole every day. Like, you have to watch
Wow.
the floors and everything. I'm telling you. But like, what was it like? What was it like being a person that has to work on the phones every day and not being able to really, be in front of people?
Well, for me, it wasn't that tough when I first got going in the industry before I had employees, when it was just me on my own. I was on the phone every day, and I am a people person, so that was a little bit difficult for me. But I'm also very persistent, so I didn't mind picking up the phone and calling people. In my world, though, when I first started out, my goal was always to get in front of people. So I was in front of people a lot. It wasn't until later I actually switched insurances and went from life and health insurance to selling workers' comp. That was when I was on the phone a lot more. And then by that point, I was already hiring employees to work for me. So it wasn't really me on the phone. I was talking with my employees more than I was people on the phone. But I definitely, I can see where it would be a difficult job to constantly be on the phone, having to pick up the phone and dial all the time. Didn't really bother me much though. To me, it was just a means to an end. It's kind of like acting. So like when I'm talking to someone about acting, and especially new people getting into the business, and they say, "Oh, I've put in 5 auditions and I didn't get anything," and I say, five auditions. You haven't even started yet. That should be, your beginning of your day. That should be like 1 hour. If you're starting out, you have to get 100 no's in order to get a yes. So that's your game right there. You have to be excited to get that no, because if you got 5 no's, that means you still have 94 more no's to go before you get that first yes. You got to get moving. You got to send stuff in, because it really it doesn't come down to how great an actor you are. It comes down to how great a salesman you are a lot of the times, because you're not going to have the look for every role. You're not going to have the sense of style they want. You're not going to have the tonality and your voice that they're looking for. Something is going to be missing. I don't care how good you are. You're going to be missing something. You're going to be too short, too tall, too bald, whatever it is. And all that means is that was the one you didn't need. So that's one more no. Get to the next no, get to the next one, and then you're going to get your yes, and then you're going to get your acting job, and now you can start actually acting. And then once you get past that, it's just like when I finally got my employees in my business. Once you get past those first couple of yeses, now people start calling you back. Now you don't have to make 99 calls for no's in order to get that one yes, because now you've got people reaching out to you, and then you don't have to keep being the salesman. That's how you develop in the industry.
Yeah. Kylie Nicole said it comes down to how great a salesman you are. Uh, DS star David Siracusa. There you
Yeah,
go.
that's
People,
funny. So Kylie is my acting bestie, as she calls me. I love it. We got into the business about the same time. I may have met her on literally one of my first sets. And she was fantastic. She gave me all of this great information about the industry. And I thought she was like a 10-year veteran. And I didn't find out probably until 6 months later that we were actually about the same amount of time in the business. But she had just been crushing it on the ground, like she was saying, just being a great salesman. And she was really pushing it. And she still is today. And I'm retired. I'm doing this for fun. I definitely want to be a great actor. I want to get to the next level. But I'm retired, so I take the jobs when they come. I work them hard and I do my best. But Kylie really puts her all into everything, and so it was funny that she had me convinced that she was here and I was here, and we really were probably at the same level. Her motor was just running that much harder. So funny. Hi, Kylie.
very, very fun. So, how did you meet Melissa and David?
So Melissa, I met on set. The one that I was talking about, Race Against Time. That was the one where Luke ended up getting sick, and he did come back and complete the film. I think I mentioned that. But that was a tough set. It was a fun set, and it was actually so we came back to shoot some more of that because we didn't quite get everything finished that first shoot. So we ended up shooting a second time on that one, and that was where I met Melissa because she reached out to me randomly. I think again going back to that salesmanship, man. She just picked up the phone and maybe texted me or Facebook Messenger. I don't know. We ended up talking. We met on a set in Kentucky, and then I think we hit it off, and we were talking on the phone one day, and she asked me about Race Against Time. And I said, you should reach out to Luke. Luke's a great guy. And she said, oh, I know Luke. And then she reached out to Luke and they started talking. And the next thing I know, she's like my co star on the film. And so we had great chemistry. She was actually my first on screen kiss, which was interesting because I had actually been working with two actors as director for their first on screen kiss the first time that we shot. And it was funny because I kind of had to talk them through it. And there's always awkwardness that goes into that, right? And I thought, oh, teenagers. Then I had my first on screen kiss and I was like, awkwardness. But it was funny. Melissa and I worked it out and it was fantastic. In fact, her husband, Sean, was on set while we were shooting. And she's like, go downstairs. I don't want you around. We're at a Airbnb was where we were shooting. So we went upstairs to block it out. And she's like, I don't want you watching. But Sean was fantastic. He's a great guy. Um, and so Melissa's fantastic. Stayed very close with her. And David J. Paul, man, where did I don't even know where I met David, but we ended up reaching out to one another. I don't know if he reached out to me or I reached out to him, but we ended up doing a dinner together with a couple of other local actors. And we just had a great conversation, hit it off. And then we keep saying we're going to do something together. And so far, he and I just haven't crossed paths really on set, but I know we will one of these days because we're both very active in the Florida industry. So, Florida industry is very small. Hopefully, you love everyone in this industry in Florida because you're going to run across them at some point or another. You're going to work with them. It's how the industry is. So, be prepared to work with people, whether you like them or you don't. Put a smile on your face and go to work, because y'all got to get along. We all have to get along because um, it's just not a big industry in Florida, but it's a tight knit group. So it's fun.
Mm, mm. That's I was see, y'all make it sound so easy.
Well, I said you got to make a lot of calls to get those no's to get to that yes. So it's not always easy. But once you get it going, it's all just about relationships and being a good person, and getting to know people. You help other people, they help you. And it's symbiotic, I don't know how many times people have gotten me onto set that they had no connection to me. They saw me on Facebook. They saw me on set one time. We said hi to each other. That was it. And then they thought of me and said, "Hey, Dave, you'd probably be great for this role." And I got on the set because of that. And I try and do the same for other people as well. Like when Melissa reached out to me, I'm like, "Melissa, talk to Luke. He's a great guy. Get connected. You should absolutely be on set. Helping each other. It just it works easier and works better that way."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's you know, I've met some of the most coolest people doing shows like this, doing these shows. I'm actually close to I'm actually getting close to people like Miss Melissa. Me and David are cool. Um, it's a lot, man. Mr. Paul is cool. It's a lot of people is cool that do what I always dreamed of doing, man. Like, oh my god, like being an actor and actress, like to be an actor, yeah, doing jobs like working with people that been through what you've been through, but they're able to use what they've been through to articulate their job. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well,
Being able to
so
act out those roles.
oh, where are you out of? Where do you
I'm
mostly
in.
work out of?
I'm out of New Jersey. You know,
And do you stay close to the New Jersey area, or do you venture out a lot?
I'm a close. I stay more in the New Jersey area sometimes. You
Okay.
know, see,
I'm
I know.
I'm a little
Go ahead. Go ahead.
good.
No, go ahead.
And so I am I love to travel. I love to get to other areas. I love to kind of expand my network a little bit. I'm a little bit restricted because I'm a big chicken. I do not fly. I have not been on a commercial flight in about 20 years now. So I have to drive. So I went to LA twice last year and I drove both times. And that's a 4 day trip out, 4 day trip back. So it's tough to do something like that. But
Hmm.
I I live for the experience. I love seeing other parts of the country. I love traveling. I've shot in Kentucky with Melissa. I've shot in Georgia. I've shot in Texas, LA. I like to travel for it. Because it's tough because I don't fly. I usually have to make sure it's a bigger job to do it. But I love getting outside of my network.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're gonna have to get over that fear of flying, if you want to get all of doing the overseas jobs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you are definitely not the first one to tell me that. I have heard that a lot, especially my wife. She's the first one to tell me she'd love to go back to Europe again. And I'm like, I'll take a boat over. So, we haven't made that work yet, though.
I mean, it'll work. It'll work. You just gotta get over your fear of flying. Fear of flying. Is, all that matters is that you're learning how to. We all getting over something. We all are getting over some kind of fear of something, whether it
Mm.
is whether it's simple, whether it's hard to talk about. It's always something. Like I'm like the Demonis movie. You wouldn't dare see me in that type of setting. I can't be in there. I can't be around ghosts. I'm good. I would not now. If I see a silhouette
Well,
just move, I'm gone. I'm running. You can. They were like, Daniel, we still gotta have a movie to set. Fuck that movie. I'm out.
that's funny. So, my business partner, Cookie, who you mentioned earlier, she loves horror movies. That's her favorite thing to shoot, to be a part of, to watch. She loves the horror movies. That's not really my genre. I'll watch a few things like Walking Dead. You ever get into that series at all? The
Mm-hmm.
the
Walking Dead,
zombie
yeah.
movie? Yeah. So things like that. Every now and then I'll get into something horror related, but for the most part, like The Exorcist and things like that, not my cup of tea.
Yeah. Look, dealing with demons and all that stuff, that's nothing. But dealing with ghosts, look, uh, you might as just you might as just not even give me the job. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'll do another job though. I'll do some karate and some kicking and shit. But you can't get me through no ghost, man. Come on, man. Give it to somebody else. I give it to somebody else, man. You know.
That's funny.
I'm
I,
I'm telling you, like I'll be like, fuck that movie. Y'all got it. I'm down the road. I'm gone. I'm telling you, man. Y'all, I'm
like
telling you,
you
like,
said, yeah,
huh?
like you said, everybody's got their thing, right?
Hell yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I'ma tell you, mine. I look. I'm a scared of big dogs, not small dogs. Big dogs. Look. Uh, sorry, but if I see a big dog and he bark at me, okay, I'll sit outside the gate. Not in the gate. I'll sit outside the gate. You know that some of these dogs are curious. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta deal with that. You know what I
That's
mean?
funny. See, I love dogs. I'm definitely a dog guy. But if there's a dog that is barking and is serious, yeah, I'm with you, man. They can be tough animals if they feel like exerting their will. They can be vicious. They're tough.
Hell yeah. Hell
That's why I
yeah.
have a that's why I have a Labradoodle. They're sweet little dogs. They don't do anything to anybody. They don't hurt anybody. She's 60 pounds and she looks mean, but she's got a little bow in her hair. She wouldn't hurt anybody. She's around here somewhere.
Yeah. Like I hate dogs that I can't stand dogs that'll chase after you even when you run. Yeah, but come after you like, oh no, you got to be kidding me. You know what I mean? I'm gone. I could outrun a dog. Yes, I can. But now the ghosts, I am going to stay nowhere near that. I will stay clear of that house. And it's in a castle, so you could get lost in the goddamn thing. And they say it's gonna be live silhouettes flying around. Nah, mm-mm. You could you could cut me with the knife. Nah, I'm good. I'm
See,
good.
now, the interesting thing is, if they were doing practical effects, I would
Hmm.
really be interested in being in a horror film because I think it would be really cool to have whatever it might be, like The Walking Dead, where you got the people chasing you that are the zombies and grabbing at you and trying to bite you or something like that. I think that would be pretty cool. I haven't really done too much of that yet. I've certainly done a few films that have had practical effects that have been really, really amazing, but nothing really supernatural yet. So I'd love to do that, though. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Ah, man. I'd love to be one too, but in some real shit, no, I'm a big coward. I'm a big scaredy cat. Oh man, as soon as something touch me, I'll be in the middle of my lines. I'm sorry, I gotta go. I'm going. I'm running. Take it off, bursting through the door. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. It's just, man, I got reflexes. I got life. But anyway, so you know what I mean? Like, how many years do you see yourself, being an actor, being in the game?
That's kind of funny because uh, about a week or two ago, I'm on set and there was an actor on there, big name, great guy, fantastic guy. First day that he shows up on set, though, I don't know, maybe he's jet lagged or something, but he gets on set and he's older now. He's in his 80s and he is he's given his blocking, and the director tells him, wait for this actor to move, and then you move, and you can tell he's not getting it before we even start rolling. You can just tell, you can see it in his eyes. He doesn't know what he's supposed to do. And they say action, and sure enough, he stands there and doesn't do the timing right. And the second time, same thing. Take three, same thing. And I thought the director of photography, I thought the DP's head was going to absolutely explode. And it was kind of funny. And I thought, okay, is this just, is it, he's past his time? He's just too old. And I was thinking, okay, so where will I be at? And will someone tell me, Dave, it's time for you to hang it up? Because I think I can do this until the day I walk off this planet, or lay down on the planet and don't stand up again, because I enjoy it that much. It's not really a job for me. I really, really enjoy it. But the funny thing was, he showed up the next day, and man, he was fantastic. Nailed all his lines. I think he may have just been really tired the day he showed up on set, maybe jet lagged or something. He probably came from the left coast. And the rest of the time he was on set, that guy was on fire. And I thought, that I was very excited to see that, because I said, that gives me hope that I can do this for many years to come. And, as long as the health is still good, really enjoy it. Because I could tell he really enjoyed being there. People were asking for autographs and pictures. He enjoyed interacting with the people. With this particular actor, you could tell he wasn't upset. He wasn't annoyed that people were asking him. They were really, he was really happy that people enjoyed what he had done on screen. And I hope one day that's me.
Hey, you'll get there. You know what I'm saying? Just got to believe in yourself and believe in your craft, and take it further. You know what I mean? I said you evolve with your craft. You know what I'm saying? You know, every time you get a job, hey, I say I say put more effort into it. Go harder, even harder. Every job you get, go harder. Take it another step harder. Do all your research about the character and go fucking ballistic. You know what I'm saying? To ace that character. And next minute, I mean, you'll be the face of the character. Just like, okay, uh, at first people didn't think Hugh Jackman would be a great Wolverine, right? You know,
Mhm.
he placed it. First first X Men, it was cool. Second X Men, cool. Then third one, then Logan, then Old Man Logan, then all those other movies, aced it. And now he's the face of Wolverine. Can't nobody see nobody else in that role. You know what I'm saying? It's just like Blade, just like Tony Stark is Iron Man. Can't nobody can you see anybody in the role of Iron Man?
Yeah, it's funny. I just saw an article talking about that, how they couldn't believe originally that they were going with Robert Downey Jr. for the role. And a lot of people were like, this is a big mistake. Can't believe you're doing this. He's going to fail on you guys. And now, like you said, who's going to fill those huge, huge shoes that he's leaving behind? And I don't know. It's kind of like a James Bond. There's always a new James Bond.
Hmm.
Is he going to be great? Is he going to be terrible? Or she now, I guess, because I believe they have a female James Bond for the next one. So you're right. You never know until that person steps in, and then it's up to them to own that role and make it theirs, and make everyone forget about Robert Downey Jr. or whoever was James Bond before them, and say, you're the only one now I want to see playing this role.
Hmm. That's all fine and gravy. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, a lot of people looked at it as, okay, subpar actor. Can he play the character? See, you know, Robert Downey Jr. brought funny to the character, to the big screen. He brought to the actual character of Iron Man. If you look in the comics, he's more serious, and he's an
Mhm.
alcoholic. You know what I'm saying? And he's more, and people hated him, right? This character, this Iron Man, people loved him. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so you see that balance and everything. Yeah, yeah, he was more comedic than he was more serious. It was times where he was serious, but it was times where he was comedic. It was a more comedic Iron Man. You know what I mean? Like like Batman. Like you don't really have a face character for Batman. You don't really have nobody that did Batman so well that they was Batman for 15 to 20 years. Every Batman movie that came out, it was different Batman.
I
Every
like Christian Bale. I thought Bale did a really good job.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I would have liked to have seen him continue in the role. I don't know. Did he get out by his own choice, or did they go to someone else?
I
Do
don't
you
know.
know?
I don't
Yeah.
know. You know, the one character, one player person I would love to see him play Batman is the first dude. The first dude. Oh my god, the second Batman that came out. Not the second Batman that came out. That was cool. That was real cool. That was the Batman that I grew up on. You know,
Huh. The second one that came out. I'm not sure
it
who
came out
that
in
would have been.
1980, I think. Hmm. But anyways, um, but my second one was, I mean, the second Batman that I liked was I like Christian Bale too. Christian Bale brought a darker side to the darker Batman. You know what I mean? Darker side to Batman that not many
Right.
people have seen. You know, what about
And
Joker? You know,
yeah. And I mean, the Dark Knight, I mean, he is historically in the comics, he was not a fun, happy go lucky kind of guy. He was more of that dark persona. So it was interesting. You weren't thinking of Michael Keaton, were you?
yeah, Michael Keaton. Yeah, Michael Keaton. My fault.
Okay.
My fault. And
Yeah,
Adam West.
I like Michael Keaton. I did. He was I don't think he was I don't think he was dark enough for the character. He was kind of a lighter kind of Batman. And I
He was like
know,
he was like the playboy of the such. You know what I'm saying? The playboy,
yes, yeah,
like the ladies man type of Batman. You know what I mean? He had
yeah. And
uh
I thought he did a great job, but whoever played Joker at that time stole all the limelight from him. Another great actor. Oh, and I can picture him, and I can't come up with a name. Where does
I
he get all these wonderful toys?
I
Oh,
think it was Jack
famous
Nicholson.
actor. Jack, yes, Jack Nicholson. Great. I mean, he was so good in it. Poor Michael Keaton got, I think, overlooked because he was so overshadowed by Jack's portrayal. And he just did such a great job in that movie. But it was interesting to see it go from the light, happier kind of Batman to the darker Batman that we have now, the really just gritty Batman that we have with the death
Right.
and the scary ooh, kind of look to him. So interesting how the character has changed over the years, and it's um, a great example, I'd say, for new actors that are saying, this is how a character has always been done. I've got to do a character like this. I've got to do the Michael Keaton Batman, and then you get a Christian Bale who comes along and says, "No, I'm going to do the evil Batman or the not the evil, but the
Darker.
walk the line of good and evil and that morally ambiguous kind of thing, and what a change to the character. And like what you were saying about Robert Downey Jr., the same thing, walking that line of going from he was supposed to be this jerk that everyone hated to, Robert Downey Jr. became the playboy of Iron Man and was the character that everyone loved. So what a difference on his end, you know. It's just
Right.
it's interesting that these amazing, incredible actors were able to indelibly stamp the character as their own character. It was theirs, and it's kind of a neat way to look at it from an acting point of view.
Yeah, because if you really look at it, like, like for example, okay, who's the characters that's out? Like Thor. You'd never see another person playing Thor. You know, who can you see playing Thor besides what's his name? I forget his name. Forget his name.
I don't know. I just say the one that all the ladies love.
Yeah, the one that all the ladies love. Yeah,
The
like,
guy with the muscles. Yeah, uh, the guy that's not
uh,
me.
like, okay. Let's go to something different, right up your alley. How about John Wick? You cannot see nobody playing John Wick. Like John, that's Keanu Reeves all over again. That's Keanu Reeves right there. Can't see
You know,
nobody playing John
and the funny thing is, I do not think Keanu Reeves is that great an actor. Apparently, a fantastic guy, but his acting, I'm like, you know, take it or leave it. You know, he's not a bad actor. I just don't see him as an amazing actor. But that role fits him perfectly. I mean, he's so good in that role. He's that Liam Neeson. I'm just going to go in there. I'm going to kick the daylights out of everyone I see. It's going to come across so realistic, so great. And I don't know why he's got that persona that's perfect for that. His acting, you know, you put him in, you know, a movie like a Shakespeare or something. I don't think he pulls it off. But you put him in John Wick and he crushes it. And he's just amazing in that role.
Yeah, that's why you never really seen him in a philosophical, emotional um role. You know what I mean? That's why you never really seen him in those kind of roles because he was very different. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I mean, he was in the Matrix, and obviously the Matrix is very, you know, cutting edge at the time with all of the animation and the CGI and all of that that went with it. But um, you know, he did have some lines where he had to be dramatic. You know, which pill are you going to choose, the red or the blue pill? Blah blah blah. That sort of thing. And there was just enough that he had to act in it, but then he got to do the stuff that he loves and Speed. You know, he had lines in the movie. It's not like he didn't say anything in the movie. Even John Wick, he's got lines in the movie. It's just it's that kind of that action hero kind of persona, like an Arnold Schwarzenegger or a Sylvester Stallone, where they've got those one liners that they can just kind of knock them out of the park and they're just really good at that. But I wouldn't put them in, you know, like a big time drama film. And maybe that's unfair to them, you know. Sylvester Stallone, I just watched the special that they had on him, Sly, and man, brilliant guy. I never really thought of him as a brilliant guy. I thought of him as, yo, Adrian, you know, eh, kind of those one liners, but brilliant guy, really smart, very well spoken. Arnold Schwarzenegger, obviously a very smart guy. And I believe I even heard that Arnold dumbed down a lot of his persona because he thought it played better as the muscle bound actor to kind of talk, you know, like Arnold, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And apparently he really kind of brought the character into the one liners because he thought that would play better. Brilliant on his part.
well, I mean, see that's there you go. You know what I mean? You just never know who you could be the face character of any of these characters. Like that is a very, 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 very easy one. Like Adam West, Rayla said, I love the animated Batman. Yeah, hell yeah, I love the animated Batman. I grew up on that. I grew up on all of that. But yeah, like a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people don't understand. Like a lot of people don't understand that you have to put in a lot to do. Put in a lot of effort to get these roles, man. A
Yes.
lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of working, a lot of pushing, going forward. Oh my god! Like
Yeah,
how
that
many?
is for sure.
How, how, what are some of your things that you do to get ready for a role?
Well, I love using, I believe it's Cold Reader app. So I will go over my lines over and over and over again, usually in my car while I'm driving, because with that app, I say my line and then it repeats the next line to me. And then I say my line and then it says, my co-stars lines. So I get to practice the lines a lot. I love doing that. I really love blocking. I love rehearsing over and over and over again. For me, my last take is always my best take. So if I did 3 takes, my third take was my best take. If I do 10 takes, my 10th take was the best. So for me, if I can do 30 takes, I'll do it because I want to get the absolute best take. And I always know my last one is going to be my best one. So I like to really just rehearse the heck out of it. And actually, talking about always hustling, I got to hustle because I've got another radio show I have to do tonight, and that's over in Tampa, about an hour away. So I got to get moving to that one.
Alrighty, let me take us out here. Thank y'all for watching. You know what I'm saying? It's been the 175th episode. On our way to 200, y'all. We gonna get there. We gonna get there. Let's take our time. Take our time. We're gonna get there. Um, Thank y'all for watching. It's been a awesome, awesome time. I want y'all to have a happy new year and see y'all next year. And see y'all next for the next episode next tomorrow with Miss Juicy. So thank y'all. It's been well. We out. Peace.